Box review time. Alright, I'm excited to get into this box. Alright, hold on, let me just adjust OBS for a second. Let's get this a little bit bigger. Okay. So, box review time. Aerial Assault. Blackwing box. Yeah. I briefly took a look at this box. Blackwings were a deck that I played a lot in the TCG, guys. Definitely used to playing them, abusing them in a lot of different ways. So we'll go over some of the cards, and we'll go over all the cards in the box. We might go over them pretty quick because there are a lot of cards in this box, and I don't want this to be an hour-long video. But this is a main box, and we'll try to review most of the cards as in-depthly as possible. So Zephyros says, if this card's in your graveyard, you target one face-up card you control, return it to the hand, then you can special summon this card, and if you do, you take 400 damage. You can only use this effect once per duel, excuse me. Okay, so this card was used a lot in the TCG in OTK combos, especially in Exceed format and in Synchro format. So let me explain how you use this card. Grass is greener, right? So you build this off, not necessarily in Blackwings, but you can use this with like grass is greener, and you send this card to the graveyard, and then if you have a face-up card in your field, like a continuous spell or trap or whatever, you could bounce it back to your hand and special summon this. This card could be abused with a card called Powerful Rebirth. You guys know what it is. So if you use Powerful Rebirth, you can return Powerful Rebirth back to your hand because it remains on the field, special summon it. Then maybe you could summon a level 3 tuner from your hand, like Gale or any level 3 that you may have, and then instant Black Rose Dragon. So that's a lot of ways to use it. So it's a good monster to summon back from your graveyard. This card could be really good in Exceed format. Again, you don't need 3 of it, probably 1, maybe 2 at max. I wouldn't say you need 3 of this. Next is Brionic. This card used to be insane in the TCG. Back in the days where we used to be able to loop this thing with Premature Burial. It's since gotten a text reform. This actually came out in, what was that? The Dual Terminal Pack, too. This came out in the Dual Terminal Packs, and it came out in, like, you used to get these packs in 5Ds. We used to have, like, Synchro sets. I forget what they were exactly called. But this came out in that set. And this card was absolutely insane. You discard any amount of... You used to be able to target cards that you control, but no longer. And you used to be able to use the effect multiple times per turn, but no longer. And I'll explain why that was so broken. So you discard any number of cards from your hand to the graveyard, then target the same amount of cards your opponent controls, return those cards to the hand. You can only use Brionic's effect once per turn. This is good in Duel Links, except that on the competitive scene, there aren't a ton of Synchro decks on the competitive scene. If we look at the meta right now, the top tier decks are Gravekeepers, Dark Lords, Invokes, and maybe Ritual Beasts, along with Triumphs. I think that this deck is going to be nice. Is it going to be top tier? It is. I think this card's going to be nice. Not deck, excuse me. Is it going to be used in many top tier decks? I don't know. Crystron kind of doesn't really have the room for it. They're already tight in space. If we had increased extra deck space, I could see it. But in many cases where you would go for this, I think you would just end up making Gandrax anyway, but card's still really good. Yeah, you could get, it's really good removal for just generic decks and generic synchros. This is also really good in Mermail, because in Mermail, you activate its effect, it sends those water monsters to the graveyard, so those Atlantean effects will trigger when they're sent to the graveyard. I don't know if Gun is sent to the grave by a water or by a Mermail monster. I think it's by a water, so if that's the case, Gun will trigger off of Brionic, so that's really good. As long as they're not one effects, they have to be if effects. That's the thing. If they're one effects will not trigger, only if effects, because otherwise it'll miss timing. Okay? So Brionic's good. Is it top tier at the moment? I don't know. Angel Azera is reprinted. We really don't have to go over this card. It's good in niche decks that really want to banish, and it can dodge Quarion, but other than that, it's not really worthy of being a UR. Purgatrio is a card, another Invoked, and it's really good. Because this gains 200 attack for each card your opponent controls. So this thing could go up to 3,000. It's very easy in this game right now to get a 3,000 attack monster on to get this to 3,000, because your opponent most likely is going to summon up to 3 monsters in the game. So getting this thing up to 3,000 attack is really good. Also, that's without any Alistair boost. Alright, so this card is absolutely nuts and possibly broken. Because you can use this to summon this. You probably say, well, how am I going to summon it with a fire? Lava Golem, or you can use your, Volcanic Shell, which came in an older box. I'll explain. So you summon this thing by banishing a fire, and then what makes this card even crazier, not only can it get up to 3,000 on its own, it can attack everything your opponent controls, once each, and then it can deal piercing damage. So think of this. This card is absolutely insane. Now, I think the way Concentrating Current works, correct me if I'm wrong, is that only that monster can attack. So, I think that, and Shoppa, if you're watching this, correct me if I'm wrong, I think that if you use this thing with Current, you can still attack every monster your opponent controls. Even not so, even if that's not so, you can use Alistair to boost this thing up. So if this thing's at 3,000 attack, this thing goes up to 4,000, and it can attack everything your opponent controls. Insanely good against Dark Lords. Broken. This card is insanely broken. I will say that. This card is broken. Purgatrio is broken. Alright, Gale the Whirlwind. Now, this card used to be insane in the TCG, okay? I was a Blackwing player right when the set came out, Crimson Crisis. Alright? I invested in that set so heavily. So if you control a Blackwing monster other than Whirlwind, you can special summon this. And then you're able to synchro summon using your Whirlwind and another Blackwing after you can... Oh, also you can half the attack of opponent's monster on the field. That's a targeting effect. Alright, so Cositus will protect us against this thing. Alright? So, and also you can't use this with Cavalry out. You cannot half their monsters with Cavalry out. Alright? So, this card is really good. It can be good against Dark Lords because you can half the attack and the defense. You could also force them to burn their Sanctified. Do I think that this card is going to be really, really good? If you're using Blackwings, I think it's a mandatory 3-of. I think it's a great tuner. However, is it going to be really, really good? I think it will, despite the targeting limitation. And I think that it's a mandatory 3-of, and I think it's really, really good. Because you can have Dark Lord monsters. I'm sorry for being repetitive. You can have Dark Lord monsters. You can have Magelenica, Purgatrio, a lot of different things that can be targeted in this game. Brave Neos could be really good. And if you have Brave Neos, well, it would be able to crash with it with no field spell in the field. But just giving you ideas here. But you can half and then synchro and then run over it. Simoon. So if you control no monsters, you can banish one of the Blackwing and get Black Whirlwind from the deck. That is crazy. Also, you could send this card to the graveyard, immediately special summon, immediately normal summon it without tributing. So that immediately triggers your Black Whirlwind. So when this is normal summoned, you can search your Gale. Or you could search another tuner. You could search your Arashi, which will allow you to synchro into any of your 7s. We don't have Armor Master yet, which kind of sucks, but still really good. You can go right in your 7s. So that's really, really good. And then, after you go into your 7, if you have another Blackwing in your hand that you could special summon after you pop a card in the field, if you have another Blackwing that you could special summon, before you pop a card, before you synchro summon, not after. Before you synchro, then you could go for OTK. This was come up by my brother, Chopper200. He found out this OTK first. This is not to me. No credit to me. This is to him first. Alright, before you synchro summon, then you can OTK with a card, where is it? Rikiri. So you special summon your Blackwing, then you synchro for this, and then you have one other monster on the field, so you're able to pop your opponent's monster, and then you can go for OTK. So that's really, really good. Jet Synchron. This card is amazing in Synchron decks. Is it going to be top tier? Probably not. If this card is sent to the graveyard as Synchro material, you can add a junk monster from your deck to your hand. So if you're running a junk Synchron deck, you can do that. If this card is in your graveyard, you can send one card from your hand to the graveyard and special summon this card, but banish it, release the field. A card that was used a lot in, what's that Synchron? It was used in Quasar decks. But it's not really that good, I don't think, right now, because I just don't think, I think this is a little bit, I don't want to say, yeah, it's a little bit slow for the game. It doesn't do a whole lot initially. You have to, well, it does allow itself to come back, but it takes too many resources to really abuse this card, in my opinion. I don't think that this card is that good. Invoked Hornet. Now this card, Invoked format in the TCG was crazy. Because you can use this effect multiple times. You can just pop their whole field on one card. Definitely. Use this to get rid of everything that they have. So once per turn, you can equip one Zector to this card. You're not really caring about that effect. The second effect is really what matters here. So standard of all the other Inzektors, this would this also gains attack equal to that card's attack and defense, equal to this card's attack and defense. Excuse me. All right. But the main thing is the second effect, which is while this card is equipped to a monster, you send this card to the graveyard to target one card in the field and destroy it. So you send this card off your Centipede, and then go ahead and pop their monster, and then you can use this multiple times. This card can be crazy. You can just like ruin an opponent's field just on this one card. It's crazy. It's crazy. You still need a consistent way to get this either in the hand or in the graveyard. That's the only thing that kind of concerns me. In the TCG, we had a card called Foolish Burial that would allow you to get this thing in the graveyard. But still, it's a really nice card. Definitely want one or two of these. I would say two. I don't think you need three, but two is probably the optimal number here. Land Robe, the Rock Vassal. If this card is in your hand, target one face-up monster you control, special summon it. Cannot special summon the extra deck. Also, change that monster to face down. Okay, so this is nice. This could be really good. And let me explain why this card is amazing. I'm going to explain why this card's amazing. In some decks. Again, it's really only good if you're really focused on tribute summoning. This could be great because if your opponent has like an Ix-Shell on the field and they have Sanctified set up in the graveyard, you can use Landrobe, flip their monster down, special summon this, then you can go ahead and tribute summon, and now you don't have to worry about Sanctify. That's really nice. Again, the only problem is you can't special summon from the extra deck that turn. So, only really good if you're going to tribute summon. If you could, then this card would be insane with a card like Magelenica and your Invokes, but that restriction's there on purpose. Dark End Dragon. 1 tuner plus 1 or more non-tuner darks. Target one monster your opponent controls loses 500 attack. This card also sends it to graveyard. Very basic. Nice card to have in dark decks. You know, if you're going to synchro summon. Maybe Vampires, this would be a nice card in. Because with Plague Spreader and Grace, you could summon this as a level 8. And then because they're darks, then you can just send one monster from the field to the graveyard. Could be a nice way for them to get some extra removal with a Plague Spreader zombie. Nice synchro. Good one of in an extra deck if you have the room for it. Erebus, the Underworld Monarch. Now this card was absolutely crazy in the TCG again. We had that Monarch structure deck. You had Stormforth. You had Aether, I think it was named Aether, which was absolutely Aether, which was absolutely broken. We don't have this one yet, but Aether was crazy. And then you had Pandeity of the Monarchs, Pantheism. Chapman will know what I'm talking about. Those cards were absolutely insane. But this card's great. You can tribute summon this by attributing one tributed summon monster. That's a mouthful. If this card's tribute summoning, you could send 2 Monarch spell or traps with a different name from your hand or deck to the graveyard. So guys, if you missed that Odeon event where he gave out that Monarchs, forget what it was called, the Monarch spell or trap. I think it was called the First Monarch, whatever it was. You can go get those with SR tickets, I think. So you want to use your SR tickets, maybe go get those because that can help you out with this deck. Oh, it was the Prime Monarch, that's it. So you send 2 of those from your deck to the graveyard or your hand, and then shuffle 1 card from your hand or at random graveyard or their side of the field into the deck. This does not target, so you can get rid of any threat that they have on the field. Cositis, Dark Cavalry, anything. Also, it has a third effect. Once per turn, during either player's main phase, so you can use this on your opponent's turn. And there's a card in the earlier box set I want to bring this up. It was in the Noble Knight box. Once per turn, during either player's main phase, cards in your graveyard, you can discard 1 Monarch spell or trap, then target 1 monster in your graveyard with 2,400 or more attack and 1,000 defense and add to your hand. So this can recycle itself. There was a card called Escalation of the Monarchs. So what that card essentially allowed you to do is it could tribute summon on your opponent's turn. So you might be able to manipulate this with that card. The only thing is that's continuous, so you can't abuse that with a card called Treeborn Frog. Treeborn Frog is a card from an earlier box set that may help this card get a lot better. But this card is very, very good if you're able to abuse it. It might be too slow and too inconsistent to be top tier, but it is very, very good. Make no mistake. Eidos the Underworld Squire. If this card is normal or special summon, you can tribute summon 1 monster in addition to your normal summoner set. The only problem with this is this requires 2 tributes, so if you have another monster on board, then you can go ahead and summon this, and then get out your monster. Also, you can banish your Erebus, for instance. Get out your Erebus. You can banish this card from your graveyard, then target 1 monster with 800 or 1,000 defense, except IOC Kit, special itself, and then special summon it in defense position. So I believe he has 800, 1,000 to land drop. Yeah, so you could summon him. And this could be special summoned from your hand. He could also be used to combo in with your Erebus. But again, that's kind of an inconsistent combo in my opinion. Battery Man 9 Volt. Now this card's going to make Battery Man a lot better and a lot more consistent. If this card summons, so you can summon this off of your Charger, I think it is. So you summon this off a Charger, then you can add 1 Battery Man from your deck to your hand. And then this card's attack and defense become double its attack and defense, so it becomes 2,000. And during the end phase, it kills itself. It neuters itself. You can only use 9 volts effect once per turn, but it's an OTK deck, so you're going in that turn. That's basically what the whole deck is. Eccentric Boy, not going to get into too much, it's a reprint. But you can synchro with 1 monster in your hand, and then you have a level 7 on the field, so that could be good, but its effects are negated, and it's not really that great. Spore, finally we're getting this as a reprint, so this could be good for your Sylvans that you're excited for them to come back. Then Hoop-de-la, this card's very good for you. Now you can finally have a generic without having to use Luna's skill to use it. So, nice card. Light Pulsar Dragon. Light Pulsar is a really cool card. You banish 1 light and 1 dark in the graveyard. You special summon this. And then, if this card is destroyed, you can target 1 level 5 or higher Dark Dragon in your grave. Special summon it. So this could be good in a Grass Blue Eyes deck. Again, it's a niche card for certain decks. Do I think it's going to be meta relevant? I don't know. I'm like 50-50 on that. I really don't think it's going to be meta relevant, but we'll see. Insectorax Zetahawk. If it equipped to an Insector monster, it gains 1,000 attack. When the monster declares an attack, your opponent can activate spell or trap cards. It does not say effects, so if they have a continuous effect on the field that would activate, like Golden Castle of Strongberg, they could still use that. Just keep that in mind. All right. I don't think it's that good over over Swords Excalibur. I think Excalibur's better, but I could be wrong. Swallow's Nest. Tribute 1 face-up Winged Beast monster. Special summon 1 Winged Beast monster from your deck with the same level as the tributed monster. It's kind of it's kind of a neg one. I don't really love it. It could be used to protect your monsters, but I don't know how much this card's really going to be used, to be honest. It was never used in the TCG, but Duel Links is a different story. I still don't think this card's going to be used that much. Black Brick Close. When your opponent's monster activates a card effect, you can send 1 face-up monster, Blackwing, you control the graveyard, negate the activation if you destroy it. Then you can summon Blackwing Dragon for your extra deck. If you control Blackwing Synchro Monster or Blackwing Dragon Gadget. Dude, this card is nuts! They got Rebirth of Parshaft for Blackwings. They got their own Rebirth. Yeah, that's exactly what this card is. And then you can use it from the hand. Alright, so you're buying me in a little bit, Blackwings. You're buying me in a little bit. But again, the only thing is, how are they going to fit all of these cards in their deck? They have to have a lot of back row, right? You're going to have all these 3 back rows. You're going to have your Whirlwinds. I don't think they're really going to be able to, because they're going to have to work at 2 Hatronades too, because otherwise, if they don't run Hatronade, then they could just get cucked by like Treacherous Trapple and Floodgate and stuff. There's a lot of cucky back row in this game, so you got to be very careful about that. But I definitely think that they could be a lot of fun to play. Are they top tier? We'll have to see. But I really like this card for Blackwings. This card is fantastic. Definitely worthy of being an SR. If not a UR, but definitely an SR. Transmigration Prophecy. Target 2 cards in your graveyard, shuffle those 2 targets in the deck. This card I really, really like. This card was used as a nice side deck card in the TCG, but this is a really, really, really good counter to the meta that I should definitely pick up a few copies of. This could be ran in anything in this meta. You can use this against Dark Lords to shuffle their Sanctified back there. The only thing you have to be careful is that they could chain to this effect. So if you use it and they have like Banishment or Contact in the graveyard, you activate this first, then they'll be able to use it to chain its effect. So you got to be careful with that. But you could shuffle in their Banishment, their Contact, their Sanctified. You can use this against Invokes to shuffle in Alistair back into the deck right when they use Invocation, and then if they run Invocation, only one Invocation, then they're screwed. You could use this against, what else? What other decks could you use? Ritual Beast, I guess, if they target something with Ambush in the graveyard, but that, they could easily play around this. This doesn't really affect them too much. Triamids, maybe to stop Pulse, but, that's niche in between. You can also use this, like, well, I don't know if you would use this in Triamids, because drawing this would be too risky, but if you did tap one into a Triamid deck, I don't know if you really would, to be honest with you, because picking this up without any protection of your Triamids is way too gambling. But, you know, you could target 2 cards in your graveyard, and you could target your own 2 field spells and bring them back into the deck. It's like a secondary dancer, but you really don't even need to do that. That's kind of, to me, like, to be able to do something like that. But this card is really good. Definitely a good side deck card. I think 1 or 2 people will be main decking this but I don't think many more than that, because otherwise it would be too inconsistent. Make your deck, start making this. So Blackwing Tamer, Obsidian Hawk Show. 1 Blackwing Tuner plus 1 or non-tuner Blackwing monsters. You can target 1 level 5 or higher Blackwing Wing Beast monster. Special summon it during either player's turn when your opponent activates a threat that targets this card. Or when your opponent targets this card for an attack, you can target 1 other Blackwing and then make that target onto that new target. Okay, a mid-game card. This card's mid-game. Here's the thing. Duel Links isn't really a mid-game, kind of game. It's more of like, it really focuses on the early game. You don't have too many mid or late game cards being too successful in Duel Links, but this card is nice. It can bring back some of your synchros. So if your first synchro gets destroyed and you're still alive by then you can absolutely use this as recovery. So it's a nice card to have. I would only say 1 of it at max. Rakiri, the Rain Shower, I think this is the best one. So this card is synchro summoned while face up. It's treated as a tuner. Once per turn, you can target cards your opponent controls up to the number of Blackwings you control and destroy them, other Blackwings. So, again, using the OTK that I talked about, that Chopper came up with. So you activate your, get the name of it, your Simoon, whatever it is, and then you discard that, pitch, get your Whirlwind on the field. Not discard it. You discard another Blackwing, then you summon your Simoon. You search out your Arashi or Gale, whichever one you don't have. Not your Gale. You just search out your Arashi or your other Blackwing, which other one you don't have, the 1900 or your Bora. And then you special your Arashi, you special your other Blackwing, whether that's going to be Crystal Dawn, which we'll talk about as we go in the box, or your Bora. And then you synchro summon into your Rakiri, pop a card in the field, and then you can go in for game. Really nice. This one is another level 5-1 Chidori, another level 7, Chidori, the Rain Sprinkling. Oh my gosh, these crazy names. They really focus on the level 7 engine Blackwings a lot. So just bear with me here. If this card is synchro summoned using a Blackwing monster as material, it is treated as a tuner, so they all have that effect. This card gains 300 attack for each Blackwing in your graveyard. So this could be really nice to get a big beater out in the field. Maybe if you want to get over like Dark Lord, so this is a nice card. When this card is destroyed, you can target one Wing Beast Synchro in your graveyard and special summon it again. You have to have another Synchro in your graveyard. Its second effect is mid-game. Its more important effect is the boost effect, which could get you over some of the bigger monsters in the game, which is really nice to have. Anamiru the Divine Thunder. Holy Crow, level 12. Fun. If this card is synchro summoned using a Blackwing monster, treated as tuner, cannot be destroyed by card effects. So that could be good. Desperado, just lose. You can target one Blackwing monster in your graveyard, and then this level becomes, okay, the same as that monster. Say, how are you going to synchro with this thing? You can only use this effect of Onamuru once per turn. If this card that was synchro summoned using this card only synchro monsters attacks, it gains 3,000. So, I can't, oh my, but you have to use this as synchro monsters only to gain that 3,000 boost. That's kind of hard to make, to use that 3,000 gain, but still really good to protect against card effects. Drill Warrior. Yeah, this card was nuts in the TCG because this card would just keep coming back and be annoying. Once returned during your main phase, you can half this card's attack, and then you can attack your opponent directly. Hello, Cyberdarks, right? Also, once per turn, you can discard one card. If you do banish this card during your next standby phase, special summon this card, banished by this effect, then you can target one monster in your graveyard and add it to your hand. I think this second effect is a quick effect, actually. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I'm pretty sure. Jet Synchro. Jet Warrior. Once Jet Synchro puts one or more non-tuners. If this card synchro summoned, you can target one card your opponent controls, return it to the hand. Pretty nice. If this card is in your graveyard, you contribute one level 2 or lower monster special summon this card in defense position. Also, the banish it when it leaves the field. It's more for Excel synchros, it's not really that great. Sirocco, I'll tell you what it does immediately. When it's normal summoned, you can normal summon it and without tributing as a level 5 monster. Also, it gains the attack of all the total other Blackwings you have on the field. So if you have 2 other Blackwings, you can really boost it up. It could be good as a nice one-strike OTK. Its second effect isn't mostly used. Its first effect was more used for Gale to go into Stardust Dragon. Or to start up Whirlwind plays. Blizzard, we finally got it. Crow's card. This is nice. You can special summon from the graveyard. It's Junk Synchron for Blackwings. Vayu. Now this card is really going to be good in grass strategies. So if you have Vayu in the graveyard, you can target one non-tuner Blackwing in your graveyard. You banish this and Vayu, and you can synchro summon one, special summon one Blackwing. It's not a synchro from your extra deck, whose levels equal the total levels of the banished monster, but its effects are negated. This would be really good if beat down much slower strategy, but still, this is really nice card. Value. Chris the Crack of Dawn. But more in grass strategies, that's where value will find its place. You cannot use it as a secret on the field, so you can't use it over something like a Rashi, but it's more going to find its place, I think, in grass builds. Chris the Crack of Dawn. If you control another Blackwing other than Chris, you can special summon this. This is going to be good for people who do not want to spend a ton of money to get more. You can special summon this way, and once returned, this cannot be destroyed by spell or trap effect. So, great to play around Treacherous Trap War with. Arashi the Squall. If you control a Blackwing other than Arashi, you special summon it, use the Neo Digit combo. If this card is sent to the graveyard as a single material, you can target one monster on the field, change its battle position. Pretty cool. That could come in handy if you wanted, there's something you really want to change its battle position with. Steam the Cloak. If this card leaves the field, special summon one Steam token. If this card is in the graveyard, you contribute one monster. Special summon this card from your graveyard. Okay, so you contribute the token, and then special summon it. Good way to get multiple tuners to use this tuner twice per duel. Kunai the Drizzle. You can special summon this card from your hand by attributing one Blackwing. If summoned this way, this card is treated as a tuner monster. Once per turn, you can target one single monster in your hand. Declare a level 1 to 8, it becomes that level. Not really good. Mobius the Mega Monarch. You can tribute summon this by attributing one tributed summoned monster. If this is tribute summon, wow. You can ban it. You can destroy up to 3 spell or traps on the field if this was tributed by attributing a water monster. Your opponent cannot activate. Damn! So you could just, like, if you tribute this using a water monster, right? Bear with me. Like, if you use 2 water monsters to tribute summon this, annihilate your opponent's back row, and then they cannot activate any of those cards in response. So if you, like, blow up all 3 of your opponent's back row, they can't do anything about it. Woo! That's going to be a fun card to use. Fuel Cell is nice. If you control 2 or more battery men on the field, go ahead and special summon it. You contribute 1 battery man monster, except this card. Select 1 monster your opponent controls, turn it to the hand. Again, it targets. Select means target, guys. Ancient Lamp. Oh, this card's going to be a cut to people. So basically what this card does is you could special summon 1 Liz Jin from your hand. Well, that's never going to really happen. But that's not the point. The second effect is really what's going to happen. If this card is being attacked by your opponent's monster and was face down, you can target 1 monster your opponent controls. So this card's basically Magical Arm Shield. So they have 2 monsters that the monster that's attacking attacks the other monster your opponent controls. This card could be really annoying to deal with in Skull Next. I'm telling you. Now they got an inherent Magical Arm Shield as a monster. This card could be super annoying to deal with. I'm telling you guys, this card's gonna be really annoying. You wait for people to start playing that crap. Wait. And they can't sanctify it too, because that happens in the damage step, I think. Let's see if I'm right. Yeah, that will happen in the damage step, because this gets flipped up in the damage step. They don't get flipped up in the battle step, they get flipped up in the damage step. That will be a cuck. Sanctify cannot negate that effect. Spear of Chaos, it's a level 5. While this card is face up on the field, it's treated as a light. Once per turn, so it's light and dark. This card cannot be destroyed by battle. Okay. This card is treated summoned, you can add. Yeah, this isn't good. Oh my gosh, it's a giant cockroach! Reminds me, I used to watch the Powerpuff Girls when I was little, and reminds me of that giant cockroach dude from the Powerpuff Girls. You have 3 or more insect monsters with the same name in your graveyard. You can target any number of them, special summon this card, and then equip them to this card. Holy moly, so if you have like 3 same insectozoids, boom boom boom, you can set 1 monster equipped with this card. Effect of the Great Destroyer. All monsters your opponent controls with a greater or equal attack than that monster. So, if you send Hornet, and you have 3 Hornets in the grave, then their whole board gets wiped, most likely. Cool. You can only use each effect of this once per turn. Okay. Meme card, Armor Blast. Target 1 face-up insect card you control and 2 face-up cards your opponent controls, destroy them. Oh, 2 for 2 destruction card. This card could be pretty niche. You can destroy 2 back row that they have. Yeah, this could be pretty niche. Nice. Oh no, it has to be face up. I don't know. It could be nice to destroy a few Dark Lords on the field. That could be nice. Maybe you could use this with Dark Lords. This could actually be good. You destroy 2 Dark Lords on the field. I wish this could destroy back row. This would be really good. It's kind of like Inzektor's version of Psychokinesis, but this is nice. If you have like an equipped card with your Inzektors, this card could actually be really nice. So this is pretty good. Definitely pretty good. It does target March of the Monarch, tribute 7 monsters could not be targeted or destroyed by card effects, and you can add special 7 cards from the extra deck. So this can make some of the monsters really hard to deal with. Dark Advance. During either player's main phase, you can target 1 monster in your graveyard with 2400 attack or defense. It's in the hand. Then you contribute summon 1 monster with 2400 attack or defense and attack. Keep in mind when it says this, you have to tribute summon the monster. You do not just summon it. You actually have to tribute the monsters as material. So it's Delta Crow. Now this card could be really good. If you control Blackwing monster, destroy all face-down spell track cards your opponent controls. If you control exactly 3 Blackwing monsters, you can activate this from the hand. So, guys, think this. You special your oath field, they're relying on battle traps, and then you blow up their back row. That's really good. However, the thing is, with this card, is people just may rather run Hatronade because, the problem is they have Floodgates and Canadias and whatever not. That'll be able to play around this card, because then you won't be able to control exactly 3, so. I may just rather run Hatronade for now, but if the deck ever gets a situation where it ever goes to 2, then maybe you run this. Yeah, but I think Hatronade is just better, I think, at this point, because it will just allow you to OTK a lot easier. But it wouldn't fully play around this card, even if they did Floodgate you, because if you do control face-up, you can just destroy it on your opponent's turn. So, I don't know. Seems a little bit slow. Hatronade seems better. Portable Battery Pack. Select 2 Battery Men monsters in your graveyard. Special summon them in attack position. Battery Men mostly rely on OTK. This card's pretty nice for the recovery play. Also, when both of those monsters are removed from the field, you can destroy this card. So, if they're both removed from the field, destroy it. But this is a nice recovery card in Battery Men for sure. I'm not going over those. Fusions. Yeah, almost done. Oh, Blackwing, Aura of the Northern Lights. This turn and the bashing 2 face-up monsters you control. Wow, that's expensive. 1 tuner and 1 non-tuner. Special summon in any ways. Return, you vanish. Why wouldn't you? Okay. I see the point of this. So, you banish 1 tuner and 1 non-tuner, and then you don't have to have a specific level. But this card's not really that great. It's neat. It's a niche card, but it gets sanctified. Oh well. And you just lose, right? Kochi the Daybreak. It's a level 4 Blackwing tuner. If it's special summon, it cannot be used as a single material. Okay, cool. Hurricane the Tornado. Once per turn, you can target 1 synchro monster on the field. It gains this card attack, becomes that monster's card attack to the end of the turn. So it's like a terrible copycat. Okay. Nope. Blackwing, Decay the Ill Will. Once per turn, you can, during the end phase, if this card was in your graveyard because it was sent there this turn, take 1,000 damage. Wow. When this card is normal special summon, you can target 1 Blackwing monster control, then activate one of its effects, increase the level by 1 V. Yeah, it's not good. Not good, guys. Not good. Drill Synchron. If a warrior type monster you control attacks a defense position monster, inflict piercing damage. Once per turn, when you inflict battle damage to your opponent with this effect, you can draw a card. Nope. Not even bothering. Well, you have to actually use this for Drill Warrior or Quick Draw Synchron. So, yeah. I mean, its effect is not really good, but you could use this for Drill Warrior. That's the main thing. Bride Synchron. This card sent to the graveyard as a material to the end of this turn. Also, the Synchro monster that was used as this card's Synchro material gets 800 with effect in the unit. Synchron Carrier. Wow, that's small text. During your main phase, you can normal summon one Synchron in addition to your normal summon set. Okay. If another Synchro monster in your graveyard sent to your graveyard as Synchro material, for the Synchro summon of a warrior machine. Hold on, give me a second. Okay, I see it. Okay. Card, special summon, one Synchron token. Yeah, this doesn't seem that great. I was thinking maybe if you use this with the Akiza skill, look across in the grave, and then you get a token, it's just not worth it. Garum the Storm Vassal. Mini Riser. With this, you can return one tribute summon monster special summon this hand, and this card's tribute. You can add one. The condition really stinks, though. Wingy Fox. During either player's turn, you can banish this card from your graveyard. Also, send one Boojin from your hand to the graveyard. You take no damage this turn. That's not terrible. Because you'll have monsters in your hand, so you can just take no damage. That's not bad. Light Ray Sorcerer. Cannot be normal summon set, must be special summon while 3 or more light monsters you banish. Metaphys, maybe. They're all light. Once per turn, you can target one of your banished monsters and one face-up monster in the field. So the first target you get. Do banish the selected second target. I wish this didn't target, but this is still good. Might be used in Metaphys as a 1-0. If. Yeah, no. Noisy Natties. This card is funny. Send this card to target one face up from the monster. I wish you could use this on either player's turn, because if you could, in Synchro's, it's not worth it. Still isn't worth it. Chaos Master, when this card destroys an opponent's monster by battle. This was actually a secret rare that's easy to special summon one level 5 or higher monster. Fit 1600 or less attack from the deck. Oh, so this could summon Spear or Chaos. Maybe. I'm trying to think of level 5 or higher that you would actually summon with this thing that has 1600 or less attack. There might be some way they would use this. This isn't bad. This really isn't that bad. If you could get them to mirror wall into it or something, or if you put this with Power of the Guardians, maybe there's something you may want to combo into. This card isn't trash. This card may be used in something. Top Runner. All face-up Synchro monsters you control gain 600 attack. And Dark Wand. Okay, that's just creepy. When this card is normal summon, you can have all face-up monsters you control gain 1 level, also they become dark. Sorry about that, guys. Recover. Oh, this card's actually not bad. But it wasn't bad in TCG, but in here, cards in your graveyard, your opponent has 5 or more cards in your extra deck than you do. Oh, no. Actually, no. Take that back. This card stinks in Duel Links. It was good in the TCG, but not here. Yuck. Yuck, 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 yuck. Not gonna go over these. Let's go over these. Z-Arrow. Crossbow Z-Arrow. Equip only when it's active against 5 attack. Your opponent cannot activate cards or effects in response to the... Oh my gosh, great. Another hour-long read. Activate this card by targeting one monster in your graveyard with 2400 attack, or 28,000, 24,000 special summon defense. Gates effects. Release the field, destroy the monster. It can be used as 2 tributes. Maybe a one of. I don't know. Single charge, remove the blade one face of single monster which summon. Yeah, no. Black return. Not terrible, but it's not that good. Insect the Gauntlet. Okay. Somewhat practical, but it's just not really that great. Not really that great. Shift. It gains a new target. I think all these cards are reprint. Oh, no. These are, but I don't think Mind Drain is. Activate this by paying 1,000 effects in the monster. This could be a good side deck card. So you can use this to stop Ix-Shell. They can't activate Ix-Shell. This was really good for TCG to stop some effects. No Ix-Shell. No Nastin. No, what's the other one? That returns from the graveyard to the Amduce. They can't use any of those effects. Lava Golem does not activate. Keep that in mind. That does not activate. Spear Karibo shuts out Alistair the Boost. They can't boost up with Alistair. That's going to stop quite a few effects in the game. It's not bad at all. These are all reprints. These I know are all reprints here. So we don't have to go over these. Okay. So what do I think of this box? Is this box good? Bad? Should you invest? For me, I think that there are some really good cards in the box. Obviously, Bryonic's good. I don't know if it's going to be top tier at the moment. This is a good card. The best card in the box is Invoked Trio. This card is absolutely insane. Perhaps even too strong for Duel Links at this point, because I really think that this card has every chance to break the meta. And the reason I say this is because it just gains an absorbent amount of attack and gives Invokes a really, really easy way to beat Dark Lords if they don't have Sanctified. Like, they have to have Sanctified. If they do not have Sanctified to stop this card from gaining monumental amounts of attack, this card is going to be really, really nice to have. Trio is a really, really good card. I think that Blackwings are really, really good. I don't know if they're top tier at the moment. Time will tell. They have an OTK combo, which definitely gets you there. Can definitely get you there, but the problem is that do they have the one thing about Blackwings that I'm wondering is how good are the recovery plays. That's what I'm wondering. If your field gets stopped, are the recovery plays going to be that good? Like, see, the thing with other synchro decks like Crystron and Fortune Lady is they have consistent good recovery plays and OTK combos. You know what I'm saying? Like, Fortune Lady, well, Fortune Ladies don't really OTK, but Crystrons can. But Fortune Ladies have excellent recovery off of every, and they have all that back row that they can throw at you. So I'm still wondering on Blackwings, would I invest in this right away? I would honestly, for me, I don't know how many of these stuff is going to be played in the KC Cup. I would wait about a week and see what, or at least 5 days and see exactly what's good if you're not going to throw a ton of gems at this box. If you didn't invest in Whirlwind earlier, you also have to take that into account. Like, if you don't have Black Whirlwind, you have to be very, very careful about investing into this because Black Whirlwind, you're going to need that for this, and that's in an older box. So you gotta keep that in mind. You're going to at least need 2 Whirlwinds. I think Bora you're going to be able to escape without. You're not going to really need Bora the Spear too much, or maybe one of it. You can kind of get away without having Bora, but not having Black Whirlwind is going to be a major default. You're going to need that card to play this deck. Are you going to need 3 Gales? I don't know. The OTK combo kind of doesn't even involve Gale. You may be able to survive with 2. 3 I think is going to be the best for you. Most consistent wise. I don't know. I don't know if we're going to want to play 3 Gales. I feel like 2 to 3. But you know, Gale's going to be one of those cards that you're going to really want to have. Simoon, to me, seems like a immediate 3 of. I think that Blackwings are going to be super duper expensive. You got to keep that into account. Am I going to invest in this box? I might wait a little bit and see. Honestly, I'm going to have the gems coming in from the KC Cup, as well as having, hopefully we get a Black Friday sale. I really would love for us to get a Black Friday sale. That would be awesome, because I get some of these cards that I need. But other than that, I definitely think that this box is pretty solid. I think it's skippable. I think that if you don't have to go into this box, but I also think that there are some really nice decks. Like, I think that everyone should come away with one Purgatrio. I think that that's a staple card. Bryonic's nice for everyone to have. And then the Blackwings. I don't think that anything else in this box is going to be top tier other than Blackwings, though. Like, I don't think Synchron's are going to be top tier. Insectors, I don't know. Maybe. They got a lot better. I don't see them being top tier, but they're definitely going to be more cog-worthy than they were before. Battery Men got better. I still don't think they're top tier, but until then, guys, this will be Smart Rice signing out.